It's two dudes with attitudes, a wrestling podcast. Hello, and it's your boy Ryan enjoys wrestling and MWO, and we are doing our AEW edition where we're going to talk all things Collision and Dynamite, and of course, your favorite segment every week, our LVD and MVD. Ryan, how you doing, brother? It's time. We've back-to-back AEW. It's about damn time. We took a break too long, and now it's back in a groove.
And AEW, man, like you say what you want about them, but they are running a marathon right now. Like watching AEW it's like watching, I don't know, it's like you're running a race. Because after watching Collision and then watching Dynamite, I need some time to breathe. I'm like out of breath by the time that those episodes end because it's just a lot going on in the 2-hour time frame. So they're moving a mile a minute for sure.
It's like when you go and watch it live. It's like the same thing, man. You have no time to do anything at all. But yeah, man, we got a jam-packed show. We got Collision. We got Dynamite. A lot of stuff happened on Dynamite. 4 title matches, even though a couple shouldn't even count. But let's get into it, Ryan. You ready? Let's break this stuff down. Let's go.
Two dudes with attitudes. Let's go. It's the two dudes and our attitudes ruthless, aggressively speaking. So let's do this. We're riding, didn't they hit it? Get your attention, a 5-star broadcast shit. Start to the ending, whether it's the E or it's all E. The two dudes with the attitudes that bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on, time to lock in. Listen to the podcast where they get it poppin'.
And we got to start off with this Collision episode, man. And we were making a joke about it because it was Collision playoffs or whatever, because
playoff palooza,
because the hockey playoffs are now on TBS and TNT, no longer the NBA. They have moved to ESPN and have gotten a lot worse. And I think it's so funny because I know it's not as many commercials and as many breaks, but WWE gets so much shit from the AEW fans about all their commercials, all their advertisements, and Collision constantly and Dynamite name episodes after advertising and so on. I know you're going to say the playoffs aren't advertising. Yes, it is. This is 100% TBS telling them the playoff palooza. But I thought it was going to be more matches, more jam-packed stuff. And yes, a couple things happened, but I thought it was just kind of a Collision episode. A lot of just filling in people who don't normally get on Dynamite, getting on Collision, which is how it should be. And somebody that we haven't seen in a long time, I don't know what happened to Max Caster. Do you know? I know hasn't been on TV in a while. Best wrestler alive and blah, blah, blah. And he had his old gimmick. He just kind of disappeared. So what do we do with Anthony Bowens? What do we do? Well, Hook 7 months ago made an open challenge to accept somebody in the crew and the ops, and we never heard about it again until Samoa Joe comes back, because I was assuming that spot was to fill Samoa Joe's spot. No. Samoa Joe comes back, and Anthony Bowens is chilling in the back, and he asks Samoa Joe and Hook, "Yo, bro, am I in or what?" And they were like, "I guess," and walked away. And Anthony Bowens is officially in the ops on Dynamite. He was standing there with them. Caster got injured. They were going to bring him back. What's good? This is just, I mean, I'm not going to dog it, but Anthony Bowens just seems very, very out of place right here, especially because he was supposed to have his superhero gay gimmick going. What happened to that? I'm very, very confused right now.
Yeah, I am confused as to where's Billy. I know Billy Gunn is popping up on Chris Van Fleet, and he was like supposed to be a big thing as to why him and Max Caster were getting back together. Anthony Bowens, they've been working together, and then all of a sudden they just disappeared. So I have no idea. I think Max Caster might be hurt.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know. I don't read all the dirt sheets and everything, so I wouldn't know, and I probably should, being on this podcast and being a social media influencer or whatever else. But yeah, I don't know. But do you like it either way? I mean, does it look like when he was standing there with everybody, did it feel right, or does it kind of feel like, well, we have nothing for him to do, let's just throw him in a crew that nobody cares about?
I don't dislike it. I'll say that. It's taking me some. It's going to take me some getting used to, because I'm used to Powerhouse Hobbs being there.
And I guess he replaced Powerhouse Hobbs. Is that what it was? Not.
That's what he's there for. I'm assuming. but you know, I don't hate it because I love Anthony Bowens. I think he's fantastic. I think he's great on the microphone. I think he is good in the ring. I think, you know, him and Max Caster had unbelievable chemistry together when they were the Acclaimed. So I'm curious to see how he does on his own. And we never really got a chance to see him as a single star. But now he's up with Samoa Joe, one of the best of all time. So he gets an opportunity to really shine in this group, I think. I hope, at least. I know that Samoa Joe will probably get all the love, and he'll be the true leader of the group. And maybe Anthony Bowens is there to take pinfalls or something. But I do think Samoa Joe can help Anthony Bowens get better in everything that he does. So I don't dislike it, but it's too early for me to say that I like it right now.
Yeah, it's funny because Hook's the leader of the Opps. Hello. But anyway, yeah. But the funny part is that Anthony Bowens looks the part, but if you know Anthony Bowens, he's kind of more comedic. He was going a different range. I don't know if he fits the part, but time will tell. Nonetheless, the Opps has a new member and somebody to replace Mr. Royce Keys. Something that's popping. If you watch our WWE episodes, Ryan alluded to how the WWE tag team division is failing. We talked about how the AEW tag team division is doing the complete opposite, and FTR came out and accepted instantly. No hesitation. We want Cope and Cage, but we ain't doing no damn street fight. That's stupid. We're doing a I Quit match. I don't even know if I can think of an I Quit match that has ever taken place in the tag team division. I'm not a super memorable historian. I can remember what I need to remember, but nothing of recent that I can think of. An I Quit match and a tag team match, kind of cool. They even made jokes about Christian Cage talking about how he would never freaking quit on Dynamite. And he's like, he's quit before. He said it all the time. And he's like, I don't quit. Funny stuff, but it's going to be a Double or Nothing. What say you, and which FTR member is going to say I quit?
I think it's going to be Cash Wheeler who's going to say he quits. It's not going to be Dax. I think they think the world of Dax, and I think Dax is the better of the two performers of FTR.
No one with a mustache would quit.
No, never. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with this I Quit match. I'm excited to see what happens with a tag team I Quit match. I don't think there's ever been one, and I'm sure you're right. I'm sure there has been, but we don't prepare ahead of time, so we probably should have looked this up. But no, like I think it'll be fun, and whatever happens, Beth Phoenix, if you're listening to this, stay home. Don't come to the ring, because the last time Edge was in an I Quit match, Finn Balor was going to hit her with a concerto, and he quit because of that. And right before the Judgment Day, could hit her with the chair, and that gave Finn Balor the only win of his feud against Edge in the WWE. So, and the last time we saw Beth Phoenix in AEW, she was being taken out by FTR. So at All Out, I believe, when they powerbombed her. So yeah, if I'm Beth Phoenix, just stay home. Just don't show up, because you're not really all that helpful with your husband in I Quit matches. So love you to death, think you're great, but stay home.
Yeah, I agree. But I'm excited, and I look forward to this more than the street fight. We've seen street fights, we've seen tag team street fights. I like the I Quit and the intrigue behind it. And it's still, if they lose, they have to retire as a tag team. So
I think they clarified that. I don't think they can never tag team together. So I mean, which is the same thing. They're not they're not going to be done. Like they're going to still be, but they can't. They cannot team together ever again. And I'm more intrigued with that story than I am with the whole Hangman Page can never compete for the world title again. Story.
For sure.
I think what happens if FTR does somehow win? What happens if FTR does cheat to win? And Cope and Cage, like, how do they get out of this? Because they're going to want their revenge. So how do they get out of this stipulation where they can never team together? So I am intrigued by it.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's get into Dynamite. And Dynamite, to me, had some ups and downs. I know people are praising every episode of Dynamite as being the greatest episode of all time. I thought it had some ups and downs. MJF starts off the show. He is wrestling the TNT champion and one Kevin Knight. And MJF loses. He once again tries to cheat. He gets suckered into it, gets once again uppercut into the nads. He gets rolled up again, and he loses to Kevin Knight. After the match, he basically declares that he wasn't even trying. He still wants Darby Allin. Darby Allin, I guess, can pick whoever he wants to wrestle and decides he's going to wrestle Kevin Knight next week. Brody King has something to say about that, but we'll talk about that later. But I just have to put into perspective, because so many AEW hardcore fans, not the people that just watch AEW, the ones who only watch AEW, were praising this like this was some kind of genius move. I would like to show you. This is the WWE equivalent to CM Punk losing to Trick Williams. Kevin Knight is the TNT champion. Trick is the US champion. CM Punk's the decorated, probably biggest face in WWE who just lost his title. MJF is possibly the biggest face in AEW who just lost his title. On what effing universe, in any capacity, would CM Punk lose to Trick Williams today? This is the problem with AEW. And this is the issues that I have, is that I get what you're doing. It was unnecessary. Kevin Knight could have got that title shot by Darby Allin given to him without wrestling MJF. Why? And what you're gonna, I know you might say, because you're a hardcore AEW fan when you want to be.
Yeah,
but MWO, they're building MJF not being able to win, and he's gonna overcome it. And but really, because I feel like they just did this 2 months ago with John Moxley. Yeah, I don't sound like that. They just did this 2 months ago with John Moxley, did they not? He lost his title, and then he couldn't win anymore. He was getting tapped out after tap out to people who didn't deserve to be in the ring with him, and he overcame it. We've been here and done that. MJF doesn't need this. This was idiotic, stupid. I don't care what anyone says. You can tell me I'm wrong. You can tell me it's scripted. It doesn't. I don't give a shit. This was stupid. Just straight. And I've told you, Punk, Trick Williams. I love Trick Williams. I'm the biggest Trick Williams fan in the universe. He has no right to beating CM Punk right now. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I think Kevin Knight's lower than Trick. I'm just trying to compare with title to each organization. Kevin Knight does not have a right to beat MJF. The end. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. No, I don't really disagree with you. I really thought that MJF was going to win the TNT championship, and we were, because Darby Allin keeps saying, I'm not going to face you until you put something on the line. He said it again this week. And I really thought, okay, that means that MJF's going to win the TNT championship, and he's going to put that on the line. It's going to be title for title at Double or Nothing. And I mean, I would have been completely fine with that. But I don't think I think they're making MJF look like an idiot. I don't think they're building him back up. I don't think they're making him look strong at all. And now he's feuding backstage with Don Callis family and him
and Andrade.
Andrade as well for no title. Like, it's just all of it. Like, what is he going to put on the line against Darby Allin? The Dynamite Diamond Ring? Like, are we going to do a stipulation where he can never compete for the world title again? Hangman Page is going to be the referee, and he's going to lift the stipulation. That, like, I don't know. It's just, this is stupid. And all of this was done to try to pop a rating and to get people talking about AEW instead of WrestleMania 42. And that's why they took the title off of MJF. But I feel like it's kind of directionless right now. And I actually dug the match with Kevin Knight and MJF. I thought it was fun. Kevin Knight's obviously, he's fantastic in the ring.
So was Trick Williams.
But you're right. There's no reason that MJF should have lost that match. And it's just he's looking weaker and weaker each week.
It's straight idiotic, as I said. Tony Khan sometimes books just the book. Something that I think nobody asked for, but could work. Will Ospreay is joining the Death Riders. And for those of you that didn't know, on Collision, which we didn't talk about because we're talking about it on Dynamite, Will Ospreay met with them, the Death Riders. Moxley basically insinuated you need to join us, laid down, gave him a chair, said basically finish me. Obviously he didn't. So they're in like a fake heart dungeon type of vibe where they're in the back, MMA in it. I think Mina or whatever, I think she was in there, or Marina Shafir was in there trying to go with one of the boys. They're hardcore, getting down. Will Ospreay walks in there looking like a nerdy kid in high school, lost, like in the wrong bathroom. Yeah, like, whoops, did I come into the wrong place? And basically,
got a cigarette. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And they're like, no, you don't need one of these. But basically, Moxley looked him up and down. It's like, you're an effing nerd. You need to fix this. We need to do better. We're going to start now. You win. And Will Ospreay's like, yes, sir. Pac, for whatever reason, who's important. I don't know why Pac is so damn important. Claudio is way better than Pac, but
100%.
for whatever reason, Pac's the dude. So they have a stare down, and then Will Ospreay asks where the ring's at, and there ain't no ring. It's just a oiled up P. Diddy Claudio Castagnoli taking his shirt off, ready to wrestle. Here's my thing, though. 1, do you like it? 2, is this their way of getting Will Ospreay to stop being a flippity doodah? He's got some injuries. It's because of the way he wrestles. To me, him asking where the ring is and him insinuating we don't do rings here is making me think he's going to be more of a Claudio, more of a Pac, more of a Moxley type of wrestler. If he can get rid of the soccer mom haircut, can it work? Like, I feel, like I said, I didn't ask for this. Nobody wanted it. It came out of left field. If you like far, I didn't even, what the hell did it even come from? But I don't hate it. I'm intrigued, and I'm wondering what's going to happen next, right? Or am I wrong? I don't know. I like it, but do you think the two things I'm saying, do you like it? And do you think it's him to stop being such a high flyer? Maybe he's going to be more brute style.
Yeah. I haven't really thought about that, but I think that's a good idea. I think that's probably
get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here. He also said, "Get it out of here. Get it out of your stomach." Like and then he went and tickled Pac. I don't know if you saw that.
What the hell really happened strange. There? Yeah. He was like, "Tickle, tickle, tickle," and Pac still stayed in character. I was so confused.
I know it was funny though. I really dug. Yeah. And I was waiting for Pac to go woohoo like the Pillsbury.
Yeah, but he stayed in character.
But no. But Jon Moxley, man, like to his credit, he looks like he's having fun in this story. He looks like he's like letting loose a little bit, and we're kind of getting to see like a fun-loving side of Jon Moxley, but also still like a more sinister and the same kind of character that he's been, Jon Moxley, but just kind of letting his guard down a little bit. So shout out to him. But I actually like this story. I think they're doing a good job with it. They told this story on Collision and it fed over into Dynamite, so I was happy to see that. And I think this could work. I really think this could work with Will Ospreay coming to the Death Riders. And let's not forget too, we had the new faction of Anthony Bowens and Samoa Joe and Hook and Shibata, and Samoa Joe was cutting a promo, and he basically asked for Will Ospreay to join the Opps as well. So you've got people competing for Will Ospreay's services. And, I think it's going to be interesting to see, does he choose to be on the Death Riders? Because, Samoa Joe had some good points that the last time we saw Will Ospreay, it was the Death Riders that were beating him down, and it was the Opps that came and saved him. So, is he going to join them, or is he going to join the Opps? So there's a lot of different ways that this story can go. And I think it's all leading to answer your second question. I don't think it's going to make him stop being a flippity doodah. I wish it would, but I just feel like that's something you can't unlearn when you've been doing it for 20 something years. I think that's, and you can't just change your style. I mean, maybe he can, because he's a lot better than I am. I've never wrestled before, so I don't know how easy it is to change your style. But what I think this is leading to is some sort of like anarchy in the arena match or something at Double or Nothing with, which side will Will Ospreay choose? Will he choose the side of the Opps, or will he choose the side of the Death Riders? And those two factions will fight each other at Double or Nothing. That's what I'm thinking it's going to go to. But I wouldn't mind if it led to him changing his style.
Well, the funny part is this is another one where Will Ospreay was technically joining because he lost like a couple of matches in a row. And now it's like, you don't got it anymore. You got to find yourself, kid. Like you, Mox, MJF. Who else needs to find them? Who we're talking about next? Chris Jericho. You're not winning. It's like every AEW is the best. We're the best. The stories are cooking, and they have the same damn gimmick and story in every single wrestler. We get into it. Chris Jericho returns, comes back, shocks absolutely nobody. If you didn't see when he returned, no one gave a shit. And he went back to AEW so he can lose to Ricochet.
Yeah.
And now he's getting beat up by the Demand every single week. So much so that last week we had a 6-man tag or whatever, and everyone was like, oh, he's going to win. And he lost again. Then he got beat up again on Dynamite. And he even wears a shirt that basically says, I'm Chris Jericho and I get beat up by The Demand every week. What are we doing here? Because Jericho's obviously going to win at Double or Nothing. So what's the point of all this? It's not going to help Ricochet. It's not going to help Jericho. Like, this is what Jericho's doing. It's his last run. Let me wrestle Ricochet before I ride off into the sunset.
Yeah, and like I don't get it. I have no idea why they're doing this, and it doesn't make a lick of sense to me. And the thing is Jericho actually looks good. He looks better than he did in his last run. I think he is getting more and more reactions. Like when he comes out to Judas and stuff, I think the fans still sing along and stuff.
Not as much though. Not as much. They don't sing as much.
Yeah, not as much. Yeah, and then he's slowly starting to come back to like some of the WWE stuff, like the list a couple weeks ago and some other stuff. But I don't understand why he's losing to The Demand and he's losing to Ricochet of all people. And he got jumped again. He lost on Collision to Ricochet in that group too, with the Hurt Syndicate by his side. Yeah. So he's dragging them down too. So I don't get it.
Yeah, me neither. Main event time. We had your favorite AEW world champion of all time, Darby Allin, and he is defending against his bestest friend in the world, Brody King, with Kevin Knight waiting at ringside and MJF to be nowhere to be found because MJF's going to feud with the guy who takes his pants off to reveal his trunks that everybody wrestles, and Andrade, the man who people say is sexy, who's not attractive at all. And we got Darby beating Brody King. I'll let you take it away. I know you have great opinions about Darby Allin. What'd you think of this match and him wrestling Kevin Knight next week?
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Like, this match was fine. It's your typical Darby Allin
Orange
match.
Cassidy. Whatever.
Yeah, that's all it was. And speaking of, they're going after FTR as well, and Tommaso Ciampa's joining the FTR now as a trio. I kind of dig that. I'm digging that.
FTR's on fire, bro. I'm for it.
I'm for them winning the trios title and having the tag team titles. I think they're killing it right now.
They are.
And I like the pairing with Ciampa for sure. I think that'll be good for him. But going back to the main event, I mean, it's your typical Darby Allin match. He's doing crazy spots that he shouldn't be doing. He's flying through the air. Brody King is underrated for a big man. That man can move. That man is good. He can do He moves off the ropes. We saw Will Cruz, I think is his name, in NXT do a moonsault. I've never seen Brody King do one, but I've seen him go off the top rope, and it's pretty impressive. So the moves that he can do are fantastic. So Brody King is no slouch. But this match was what it was. I mean, I didn't think Brody King was winning the championship. Even at the beginning of the show when Darby Allin comes out and kind of basically says, I'm winning tonight, so next week I'm going to face Kevin Knight. It was just kind of set up for next week. And I was like, all right, well, that means that Brody King's losing, even though Brody King came out and was like, he's going to face me instead. I was like, no, he's not. But this match was fine. I mean, there's really no insight to give. I mean, there was really cool spots, I guess, but I'm still like, I cannot get behind Darby Allin's championship reign. Yeah, he's very small. I don't like his outfits, like the pants with the shorts and the goth boots. Like, it's just not doing it for me. Like, I don't know. I just think we need MJF back in the world title picture. So just give him the match at Double or Nothing, whatever he has to do, and put the title back on him. This was a fun experience, a fun experiment. You got what you wanted. You got people talking about AEW over WrestleMania weekend. And Darby Allin, he's going to go down as a fighting champion. He'll have beaten Ciampa. He'll have beaten Brody King. He's going to beat Kevin Knight, probably beat one other person, and then he'll lose to MJF. So he'll have 4 successful title defenses before he drops it. So, it's been a good run, but we need the belt back on MJF yesterday.
Well, we'll see. They're putting him up against Andrade and the Don Callis family now, so who knows? But
yeah,
that's true too. Here it is. The negative is that Darby Allin just doesn't look like a champion. It's like Rey Mysterio. And Rey Mysterio didn't look like a champion. And people shat on that when it happened, and it is what it is. It's not going to ruin AEW, but it's not going to help them either.
The ratings are slipping.
Oh, I didn't notice. Did they go down this week?
They went. When MJF was champion, they were in like this. They got up to like 800,000 at one point. They got up to 750,000 a couple times. Darby Allin wins, they drop down to that episode where Darby Allin won had like 711,000. Then last week when he feuded with Tommaso Ciampa, it went down to 655,000. Still beating NXT. And then last week it dropped to like 611. And then tonight or Wednesday night it was 596. So they are dripping.
It went that low.
Yeah,
I told you. I called that. I literally said, I was like, it's gonna go bye.
They're dropping, and that's they are competing with the hockey playoffs, I guess, and the NBA playoffs and stuff. But they wouldn't be dropping that low if MJF was shooting.
No, not at all. So another negative. Positives are he's had back-to-back good matches. They've been fun. I think these have been Darby Allin's better matches. He's had some offense. My thing is, I watched Dynamite late. So I saw some people's reactions beforehand, and I didn't find out who won, but I would obviously know. But I heard like people are praising this match. Oh my God, there's a move where Darby jumps out of the ropes and hits Brody King and falls flat because Brody King's so big, so realistic. Never seen it before. So we follow that up with Darby Allin beating Brody King how? By doing some coffin drops on him.
Yeah.
So you're gonna tell me that Darby Allin jumping at him, he can't move, but him falling gently back, him looking like the Forrest Gump feather.
It's a trust fall. That's all it is.
It's going to hurt, bro. So here's my thing with AEW and AEW hardcore fans, because they're ridiculous, and they are. And if you're listening to our show, we love you, but you're ridiculous because you're just so one-sided. How are you okay with the match being realistic, but then being completely unrealistic? You got to choose one, because if he's going to do that, then he has to beat him some other way. A roll up, hit into, they reveal the turnbuckle and he hit him, and then he coffin drop. He did coffin drops. It's such a stupid.
He did like 4 coffin drops too.
It doesn't matter. He can do.
I know,
700.
it's stupid.
It doesn't matter. He would have just bounced off Brody King just like he did that. That's what. And I would believe it more if he didn't do that move. You can't do a move that sells that your body's too light for a big man to then finish a move by using your light body on a big man. It doesn't make any flipping sense. But other than that, I like the match. I thought it was good. It was fun. It's entertaining. But I just hate when they try to blend realism when they're not being real. You get what I mean? Like he did like a couple like power bombs on Brody King. Like that would never happen.
No.
Once again, if you're going to sell that he can't even move him by running full force and jumping at him because he's too small, then how is he going to power bomb him? And it's just stupid. Like unrealistic or realistic. You can't blend them both.
Yeah.
But that's my end on that. Yeah. But it was a great match. I did like the match, and Darby's 2 for 2 in these title matches. So that's a positive for AEW, even though the ratings look like they're going to shit. But what do you expect? Who the hell knows who's tuning in for Darby
Allin?
That's
honestly
it. And that's no knock on Darby Allin. It just, there's a reason why Mankind's longest reign is like 20 days, because who was going to turn in for Mick Foley? And I love Mick Foley, but when he won and the whole butts and seats thing, people wanted to see The Rock. They wanted to see Stone Cold. They wanted they didn't want Mankind. You love him, but you don't want him as that guy. It just is what it is. Sad, but it is.
Yeah, no, very sad. But I will say I'll give AEW credit. They made Kevin Knight look strong. With him coming out at the end and staring at Darby Allin through the audience, it gave you intrigue, gave you a reason to tune in next week. So the world title picture right now in AEW is strong, ish. With MJF, Brody King in the mix. You still have Kenny Omega out there, Swerve Strickland. Whenever he's not fighting Bandito, he's going to be coming back, and I don't understand.
I didn't bring up that segment for a reason. So yeah.
But I think that the world title picture right now is super, super strong, and I'll give AEW credit for that.
My thing is that Kevin Knight is a wrestler that nobody thought was going to win the TNT title, shouldn't have won the TNT title, won it, has not defended it, and is getting a world title shot instantly.
Yeah.
Make it make sense. So
he beat MJF for the TNT title. But
I already talked about that.
Yeah. And apparently he's wrestling on Collision against I think Hook. He's wrestling Hook for the TNT title.
Why?
Yeah.
Why are you putting a guy who's trying to be the leader of the Opps, adding people to the faction, so he's just going to lose?
Yeah, maybe he drops it before his world title match. He won't, but
that would be even dumber.
It would be. Right. I don't get AEW puts themselves in these predicaments, and
they do.
We try to write them out of it, and they always go a different way.
Yeah, they do. But nonetheless, AEW's been fun. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to next week, and I'm looking forward to Double or Nothing. Can't wait to watch it at the end of the month. Maybe we can do a live watch along. We'll see. But
yeah, it'd be fun. See, hey, Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. That's probably my most intrigued match that I'm looking forward to. It's the best built match they have so far too.
Yeah,
against
for
FTR.
sure. Heck yeah. All right, let's get into it. Our segment of the week, our LVD and MVD, where we do our least valuable, most valuable dude or dudette of the week of AEW. We don't hate or love them, just the worst or best booked. Who do you got for the LVD?
I'm going with Chris Jericho. I mean, you brought this guy back. You know, he spurned the WWE. He came back, you know, in Winnipeg a few weeks ago, cut a promo where he said that he was home. And then the next week he came out and he did the list of Jericho, and he called Ricochet bald and said that gets you on the list. And that set up a match for them at AEW Dynasty. And then all Jericho has done since he's been back is lose. But, you know, it's one thing to lose and put somebody over. Like, you know, cool. I'm not mad that he lost to Ricochet, but he's lost to Ricochet on more than one occasion. And he lost him at Dynasty. Then he wrestled him again this past weekend on Collision with the Hurt Syndicate as his tag team partners in a trios match against Ricochet and The Demand. And Chris Jericho lost and got pinned. And then not only that, but now Ricochet's beating him up backstage. So why did you bring? I don't understand like what this is leading to. I don't understand what this is doing for Ricochet. I don't understand what this is doing for Chris Jericho. Is Chris Jericho going to have like a Will Ospreay type moment where he's like, I'm losing to Ricochet. I don't think I can do this anymore. And he goes and joins the Death Riders too. Like, I don't understand what's going on with Chris Jericho. I don't understand why they brought him back to do this with Ricochet of all people. And I don't see how it benefits anybody.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. I'm not going to deny it all. I had the same LVD. So now we're going to have another week where we have the same LVD and the same MVD. So congratulations to us. But yeah, I got Chris Jericho as well. I mean, because I'm assuming he was going to go to WWE. Something happened somewhere in the talks, negotiations. He didn't like something, or
TKO.
Tony Khan extended, or maybe. I don't know why. He looks like he would be a perfect TKO MAGA boy. I don't know why he wouldn't want to go there, but it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, his wife and himself marched the damn Capitol for crying out loud. So why not go there? But he stays with Tony Khan, I'm assuming, due to a contract. I don't think he was extended. We'll see if that's true or not. Just because Sean Ross Sapp said it, don't mean it's true. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, he's definitely the LVD. I don't get, like, what was worse going into what they say he was going to do in WWE that made him go, no, thank you. I'm going to go job to Ricochet. I don't get how that was convinced.
And he had to agree to this too. That's what I don't understand. I don't get it.
100%. All right. Time for our MVD. And Ryan, we have a special MVD this week, and I'm going to let you take it from here. We're going to have the same one. So take it away, my man.
So our MVD this week is going to be AEW wrestler Rebel. And I don't know if everybody's heard, but Rebel has been with AEW since 2019. She was an original. She was with Britt Baker. She used to do Britt Baker's hair and makeup when Britt Baker was doing her vignettes backstage, and Britt always used to call her Reba for some reason. And she would always be like, "It's Rebel." But that was kind of her thing. She's been with AEW since 2019. Her last in-ring appearance was 2021 when she dislocated her kneecap in the ring in a match against Nyla Rose and Vicky Guerrero, of all people. So remember, Vicky Guerrero was in AEW. But for whatever reason, she's been out of the ring since 2021. That was her last match. Excuse me. And then in 2025, in November, she was diagnosed with pulmonary lymphoma, which is, you know, a really scary type of cancer. And while she was undergoing treatment for that, you know, she continued having like neurological symptoms and all kinds, like she couldn't move her fingers. Her speech was slurred. She couldn't walk correctly, and she started losing functions in like her legs and her toes and everything. So while she was undergoing treatment for that, she found out that she's been diagnosed with terminal ALS. And she announced this today on her social media platforms. In like I don't know if you saw the video statement that she put out, but it was pretty gut wrenching and heartbreaking just to hear like how she's deteriorated so quickly, because that disease moves quickly. We saw what happened with Mick Steamy from Grey's Anatomy. He died of the same exact thing. Eric Dane, not too long ago. Only at the age of 54, and she's not even in her. I think she's not. I don't even. She thinks she's in her 40s. So she's still relatively young for this to be happening. But in the statement, she made sure to thank Tony Khan, because apparently Tony Khan's been helping her out, and AEW's been helping her out, keeping her on the payroll for all these years while she's been undergoing all these scary treatments. And then, she said in the video that she doesn't have a lot of time left. It is terminal. And she doesn't know how much longer she's going to be around. So she's fighting the good fight. We have people on TikTok and creators beefing with each other over stupid shit. And we have wrestlers in the community, going through real life issues like this. And it kind of puts a lot of stuff into perspective. So she's our MVD of the week. Keep fighting the good fight. And, prayers up for Rebel.
Yeah, well said. It's always devastating, no matter who it is, when someone tells you they're got no time left, right? It's like, like no hope. How do you not have hope? And it's just, for anybody, it's just hurts. Death is the only thing we're truly promised, because it used to be death and taxes, but Donald Trump has proven taxes don't exist. So it's only death that's guaranteed. And yet it's the hardest thing any human being can handle. So it's crazy. You'd think we'd be better at it. It's super sad. And I don't know if you've seen, because she has the same thing as McSteamy, and I watch Euphoria, and I'm watching it with my girlfriend this new season, and he's on it because he went from like 0 to 60 real quick too. And she was like crying because she loved Grey's Anatomy. She's like crying watching it because he could barely talk. They had to make him look like he's always drunk. That's his character now, that he's just drunk because he just talks. So in his video where he talked about his kids, I don't know if you saw that when he died, was devastating. But her, once again, just like him, I'm always amazed by how you can be told you have no time left, and you can be so positive. And so she even put on a thing like update, like plot twist. And it's like, man, she's even like making humor out of it. And it's like, good for you. Like, what a great human. Definitely. And I've seen wrestlers come out who said they didn't know her well, but they met her in this, and she was a beautiful human. And I don't think they're just saying that. So yeah, man, prayers up to her whole family, friends, anyone, and to her, man. Like, just remember, you touched people, and that's all we can do in this world is leave a legacy and a memory. And I know she's done that. So she's definitely the MVD this week.
For sure. And let's give shout out to Tony Khan, because I think this also proves what a hell of a guy he is in general, keeping her on the payroll despite, her not wrestling, which is, we give him a lot of shit for doing that with certain wrestlers, but I think we're all
contracts, but
but I think we're all grateful that he held this one. And I think from my understanding, he paid for a lot of her treatments, and he's paying for whatever she needs as she gets through this. So I think at the end of the day, Tony Khan is a really, really good guy. I think that's to a fault sometimes. But I think he deserves a lot of praise too. But shout out to Rebel, and prayers up for her and her family for sure.
There's been a few things Tony Khan has been called: a cokehead, a bad worker, a nerd. Yeah, he's never been called a bad human, and that's all that matters. So in the long run, when I'm raising my kids, I tell them all the time: rich, poor, good, bad, make mistakes. As long as you're a good human, that's all I ever care about. Yeah, so that means I did my job. So Tony Khan does that, and well done, Ryan. Ryan came up with this, so good job, Ryan. Yeah. All right. Well, on that somber note, that is our AEW week edition this week. Thank you for tuning in. As always, we're back with AEW. We're back with WWE. I do want to do a live watch along. We've never done a live watch along in AEW. We've been to AEW pay-per-views. I've been to a lot, almost every single one in LA until this past year, because I just didn't have time. But we got to do one, Ryan. So hopefully at Double or Nothing, we shall see.
I'm down.
Let's do it. Let's do it. And as always,
you prepare for like 7 hours. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's the only problem. I can't even get up to get another drink. I can't, even though my fridge is right here. I don't have enough time to get up and pee, even watching it on live. But as always, thank you so much, and keep tuning in to me if you'd like to just hear me talk. My TikTok's doing pretty well, man. My last 2 videos are blowing the F up. You can catch me at my_wrestling_opinion on TikTok, Instagram, wherever. I'm trying to get to 20K on TikTok, trying to get to 5K on Instagram. Help a Mighty Ducks fan out. With me, as always, is
Ryan. Enjoys wrestling on all your social media platforms. So go follow me over there. Go follow us on X at 2DudesPC. We're on Twitch at 2Dudes_with_attitudes, Instagram, 2Dudes_with_attitudes podcast, right here on YouTube at 2Dudes_with_attitudes, and on the TikTok at 2Dudes_with_attitudes as well. Audio podcast, we're out there as well. So go listen to us on anywhere you get your audio podcast. We're in the top 10% of all listened to wrestling podcasts. So help us climb up the ranks, help us get into that top 5%, the top 1%. The way to do that is by leaving 5-star ratings and reviews, subscribe, and tell everyone about your favorite two dudes on the internet. We appreciate everyone's love and support. And top guys, we out.
Dude, Wolfpack, I love it. Top guys, I like it.
I like it.
Hit it.
Two dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the two dudes and our attitudes ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. A 5-star broadcast shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E. The two dudes with the attitudes that bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on time to